Hello there, welcome back to the Binti Malu channel, and it's a pleasure to see you here. Karibuni sana, and if you've been subscribed to my channel, thank you so much for your support. If this is your first time to see a video from me, well, I'm Binti Malu and I'll be making videos about Africa and Africans and everything else. So if you think you'll be interested in such videos, go ahead and subscribe below, and you'll be notified every time there's a new video. So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about the notion that Africans speak funny English or speak English funnily, whichever works. They all sound the same to me. To start off, is there a proper way to speak English? What is the proper way to speak English? Is it the English spoken in United States? Is it the one spoken in United Kingdom? Is it the one spoken in Canada? Is it the one spoken in Australia? Is it the one spoken in South Africa or in India? Which is the proper English? I don't think there's like an actual definition of one particular way that one should speak English. But when people say that Africans speak English funnily, they mostly mean because of our accent or the way we articulate words that it sounds funny to most people. Some Africans are afraid to express themselves in English based on people making fun of them, and I feel that's just wrong. Most of us, if we're speaking English, we probably know more than one language, and for you to criticize us for the way we are speaking is not proper. We are trying our best to make an effort to reach out and communicate in your language, and I think the least someone can do is appreciate the effort. If you're a person who is speaking English or trying to speak English and people have been making fun of you, forget about them. You're on a journey and you're going to get there someday. Your English is not going to be perfect for the first few years, but eventually you will get there, and when you do get there, you will understand and appreciate what you had to go through for you to be able to speak the way you speak. And for those who pretend to speak English in a certain way just so they can seem fancy or they can seem more Western, I don't know how they want to seem, but some people pretend to speak English in a different way. Stop lying to yourself, and at a point that lie will catch up with you, because there's a time you forget the way you speak English, and the way you pretend to speak English, and then you end up saying something in an accent, and then people will make fun of you and call you a pretender, and you don't want that to happen to you. So embrace how you speak English. Speak it in your accent. Don't be afraid of how people will perceive you. As long as they understand you, that is what is important. So if you're learning English, if people are making fun of you, if you're feeling discouraged, if only just one person understands what you say, then you're making great progress. And you're not going to do this overnight. This is not just going to come to you like a boom, you speak English. It's going to be a journey, and once you get there, you'll be able to communicate with other people freely. Just be confident from the start. Don't be afraid to express yourself just because you speak English in a different way. And people might make fun of you for the first few times, but there are people who will appreciate your accent and the way you speak, because it's going to be unique and different from what they're used to. So there's that one aspect, and then there are people who are going to make fun of you. Take to heart the ones who appreciate it and ignore the one who make fun of you. With that said, I don't mean you should go ahead and butcher English, that all you try to do is speak English the way it's not supposed to be spoken. If you say the wrong words and someone tries to correct you, if they're doing it the right way, then go ahead and imply that and try to better the way you say things and improve your English. You're going to be making changes. You're not going to have it perfect. People are going to try to correct you, and that's okay. Just be corrected and then make progress and try your best to say things the right way. Although the right way cannot be really defined. But don't go ahead and butcher English just because you feel like you have a right to speak it the way you want. Say the right words. If something is pronounced a certain way, try to learn the pronunciation and then try to say it or practice as often as you can so that you can be able to say it. So that's all I have for today's video. And please don't be discouraged to speak English. It's not an easy language. It really isn't, but it's learnable. I remember in primary school, we used to get punished if we didn't speak English, and at that point I really hated it, but now I come to appreciate it because I feel like my English is good enough for me to communicate with other people and for people to understand me, although there's so many times people don't understand what I'm saying, but hey, I'm trying. So be encouraged because you speak more than one language, and don't let anybody bring you down just because of the way you speak English. You're gonna make it one day, and embrace how you speak it, because that's just how you are. It makes you you, and it makes you stand out. So go on spreading the African love, or whatever kind of love you have to share, because there is no room for hate. I shall see you in my next video. Bye bye. Naondoka sasa. Kwaherini. Bye.